going on, everybody? I'm Tuko.
I'm Dave.
And you're watching Music ID TV. So if you're wondering at all whether Pandora is worth any of your time in regards to promoting your music on any platform, hopefully we can help you with that.
So the three main things we're going to be talking about are the money on Pandora, the exposure on Pandora, and obviously there's some controversies with Pandora.
First, we'll get into the money on Pandora. I think money is like one of the most important things when it comes to your music.
I would say so, yeah.
Reason being
definitely,
is because you need money to sustain your music. Your music needs to be generating money so you can continue to do your music. It's just economically sound.
Right.
So, Pandora formerly had a payout of 0.0014 per stream, and this is for non-subscription streams. They used to have also 0.0025 per stream for subscription streams. This is formerly, and we just embarked on some new news that kind of changed this whole thing and kind of changed our whole mind a little bit about Pandora.
Exactly. Because their new streaming rate is a payout increase of a little over 150%. Okay, so for non-subscription, it's 0.17 per stream. And now for the subscription rate, it's 0.22 per stream, which is a major increase. I mean, obviously, it's a major increase. If we're equating everything to what equals $1, that's 0.176 per stream, and if you break that down, it's 5.6 streams to equal $1. And on the songwriter side, it's 0.0352 per stream, so 28 streams will equal $1.
That's pretty high, and Pandora has really been not seen the best light when it comes to the music industry because of their fight tooth and nail to kind of keep the consent decree in place as is, which was prohibiting songwriters from getting paid more on stream. Pandora was one of the most significant players in that issue when it came to songwriters not getting paid from streams.
They were one of the major leaders leading the fight.
Yes, they were sitting in the subcommittee congressional hearing stating their case as to why the consent decree should not change and it should stay in place as is. And you had PROs like ASCAP and other publishers speaking about how this consent decree is cutting out the revenue in their companies.
It's outdated.
And it's outdated. To see Pandora do a complete 180 within a year, well, that's pretty massive. Bravo Pandora. And especially with the extra love for the songwriters you paid extra attention to, so wanna commend you on that
too.
Yeah. And also, so to collect any of your money on Pandora, you have to be registered with Sound Exchange as an artist, and you also have to have some type of performing rights organization because they're gonna collect your performance rights royalties. Right. Sound Exchange is gonna collect your royalties online, and the PRO is going to collect your performance rights royalties on streams as well. That's how you're gonna actually collect your money from Pandora. As we're talking about money, you're gonna need somebody to collect it for you. So that's how you get it.
So let's jump down to exposure on Pandora. In our research, we've seen a lot of numbers, kind of bounce around, but the number we keep seeing come up more and more is Pandora has 250 million registered users, which if we're looking back at other streaming services, they don't have anywhere close to that. What does Spotify have?
Spotify has 100
they have 100
million registered users, total users, 100 million.
And right around 30 million paid users. So 250 million users, that's massive. If we really want to break down the exposure of it, what that means for an independent artist trying to get their name out there.
So when it comes to the catalog size of Pandora, they only have 1 million songs, which is the lowest number in all of the streaming service that we came across. But the positive thing is when you look at those numbers from 250 million registered users, they have about 81 million active listeners per month, and they have 1 million songs. So the chances of your song actually being discovered would be 1 in a million, on which in today's terms is actually good numbers.
That's awesome. Yeah.
1 in a million used to be like, try your luck.
Yeah.
It's a 1 in a million chance this will ever happen to you. It's like winning the lottery. But now, that's the best chance that you have to get discovered on any streaming service that we've come across or we've researched in the top streaming services thus far. So 1 million songs, that'll definitely increase your chances of being discovered on Pandora. I will say that I've discovered a lot of artists on Pandora. One of those artists being Lorde. First heard Lord on Pandora for the first time. Godier.
Godier
that's
on Pandora
for the first time. And those were two main acts that I heard on Pandora. So, I mean, it worked for them. I can't say what exactly happened for them, whether their label were really pushing them to Pandora, whether there was some type of funding going, but it seemed like it organically just came across the streaming algorithm.
Which is, 1 in a million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And to quote one of my favorite movies, 1 in a million, so you're telling me there's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
But I guess, one of the main questions is, how do you get your music on Pandora? And what we would see time and time again is you'd have to go through TuneCore or CD Baby, go through their whole submission process, and then they break down, the metrics of how many people are, listening to it and all the countries and everything else. Pandora basically says, no, you have to submit directly through us. But you also have to have your stuff already on CD Baby. Is that correct? So it's a direct submission. You've done the direct submission. We both have, right?
Yeah. Actually, our manager, my band's management back in the day, I would say, submitted us to Pandora unbeknownst to us. And my group, The Boogie, is on Pandora. If you want to listen to that channel, you can, but that's just if you care to listen to understand what I'm even talking about, not a pitch.
He's so good. You don't even understand.
So, it was definitely direct submission, but also to have your music on there, you have to have it distributed prior to directly submitting it. So CD Baby is one of the places it can be distributed to, the iTunes Store, and as well as Amazon Music. If you have it on those 3 platforms, then you can submit your music directly to Pandora, but you as the artist have to do so. No third party is going to be able to do it on your behalf. And check out our episode about digital distribution if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah, we'll probably put a link somewhere around here.
In these areas.
In that area.
Or this area.
Or that area, maybe.
We'll figure it out.
All right, so what's next for Pandora? All right, so last year, their revenue was $1.6 billion. And they're still short $170 million, right? They're still in the hole $170 million. Now, I saw projections that they are projected to do $2.5 billion by the end of 2017. And I think that probably has in it baked in the fact that they have acquired Ticketfly, and they are trying to position themselves as a ticket seller within the app, which puts them in direct competition with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. But they have great relationships with artists. Obviously, with this new streaming rate, I would say they're in a pretty positive light. I would love to see them do it.
I think so too. Actually, I'm kind of rooting for Pandora with some of these changes that they've made. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And then we also discovered that Pandora's trying to get into the on-demand streaming space.
That's right.
Which I'm sure that some of us, when we first used Pandora, thought that we could just find a song. I know I looked for songs. It's like I want to play one song, which is possible to play, but it will then continue on as just an algorithm streaming situation and just go from song to song. But now they're really getting to the on-demand service, and I think that's kind of cool, only because I think Pandora's Discovery is pretty cool. So
I know they have their subscription model right now is Pandora One, and that is ad-free, and I know they're going to be trying to increase the Genome project, which is actually really interesting, and we'll probably put a link to how exactly it works, like how many genes make up a song. It's really very interesting, actually. I mean, they're going for this on-demand streaming service, and it's going to be less than $10 a month. And right now, their paid model is like $4 a month. It's like $54 a year or something like that. I think it could be really cool.
Yeah, I think the streaming service is going to be pretty cool. I know Pandora's been losing money in the past. Well, Pandora striking up these deals with ASCAP and Sony ATV and BMI is what helped get that 150% royalty increase. So they are really working on their relationships, which, as Dave said earlier, could really help with the whole Ticketfly purchase. Yeah. Could help with competing with Live Nation. And I'm hopeful for Pandora. I like the concept. I think Pandora has the best music discovery, just because I've discovered pretty awesome things on there. But it is a challenge. There's a lot of competition out there.
There's a lot of competition.
And Pandora only has 1 million songs. When you get into the on-demand situation,
that could pose some problems.
It's tough. Sure. Yeah. Because I'm paying for 1 million songs.
Yeah, $10 a month. I mean, when you look at Spotify, You know, when you look at SoundCloud, I mean, SoundCloud has what, 125 million?
Yes.
For their paid subscription. And yet, I mean, I know it's like trying to find, you know, a Tinker Toy in a hoarder's attic, and you're trying to find any sort of music in SoundCloud, but that's what they're competing with.
Yeah.
You have 1 million songs, and people are going to be expecting to have 125 million options. So it's a streaming war space that we will continue to see companies fight over land.
We are definitely submerged into the streaming wars. But I'm very hopeful for Pandora because of the royalty payout. Now, remember, it's 0.176 cents per stream, which means it would take 5 streams practically to make $1. Almost 6 streams. Let's just say 6 streams to get $1.
That's amazing.
That's really high. Very high.
Yeah.
So for an artist, it's worth having your music on Pandora.
Absolutely.
Period. For the discovery aspect of it and for the payout. And I would say that thus far, it's probably been the best option as far as you winning on the money and you winning on the exposure.
But, I mean, we also have to mention that Pandora's only in 3 countries.
This is true.
They're not in 65 countries.
This is
They're
true.
not in Spotify or an Apple Music or even a SoundCloud. They're only in 3 countries. That could work to your advantage or not if you're not in those 3 countries. So, you know, it's something to take note of.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, let us know what you think. Do you think Pandora is going to do well in the on-demand streaming service? If so, leave us a comment, hit us up on Twitter, let us know what you think, and we'll definitely respond to you guys' questions, and we all can just kind of have a conversation about it. I want to see viewers having a dialogue.
Yeah.
Because it'd be very interesting for us, and then we can come back and review it on the show.
Definitely.
See what you guys' opinions are.
I'm actually very curious to see the kind of love and the kind of hate stories. I know we're going to come across them because Pandora making such a drastic change, there has to be plenty of people that were like, yeah, no, there's no point to putting your music on Pandora because you're not going to make any money off of it, and it's only streaming in 3 countries, and blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on. But now, 5.6 streams equals $1. I bet a lot of people are going to be like, hey, I just was able to fund a third of my tour just off of Pandora royalties. I mean, that's an honest, that's a possibility.
Yes.
Definitely.
Because if you look up Pharrell and Happy and how much he got paid from Pandora for Happy, you would be appalled. You would truly be appalled by how huge that song was and the fact that he got paid about $2,000.
It was like $2,700,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But now, Pandora probably turned over a new leaf, and maybe they're going to make the music industry happy.
Let's hope so.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So, if you found this video helpful, be sure to share with your friends, like, and subscribe. I'm Tuko.
I'm Dave.
You're watching MUSIK ID TV.
Later, guys.